Here we are in module 2, and this is the module where you get to find out exactly what is your motivation style, what is the driver for you. Then that way, once we get clear on that, we can then start to identify, okay, how can we actually work towards your motivation style in the best way possible? So let's find your own motivation style, and how we do that is through the motivational quiz. Now, there is a motivational quiz in your workbook, so go and check this out. So within the workbooks, I'll talk you through it, and I'll actually read out the questions for you as well to make it a little bit simpler. So you'll see within your quiz that there are a list of statements. Within each of those statements, or within each of those questions, you actually have 3 statements. And what I want you to do is tick the statement that relates most to you. So think about these questions and think about these statements, and I want you to try not to think too hard with them. I want you just to choose and pick the statement that you feel comes first to you and actually is just more natural to you. Try not to think about it too hard. So go ahead and grab your workbook. I'll talk you through the questions, or you can write this up yourself as well. So let's get stuck in. Let's find your own motivational style, and here are the answers and the questions that I want you to answer. So group of statements, question 1. So A is, when prefer doing a job, I prefer to have specific goals. Or B, I prefer to work alone and am eager to be my own boss. Or 3, I seem to be uncomfortable when forced to work alone. Now what I want you to do is just put a tick by whichever statement you feel relates most to you and are your preferences a lot more. So it could be A, it could be B, or it could be C. I want you just to choose one. So choose A, choose B, or choose C now. And then moving on to the second bunch of questions. So within A, you've got, I go out of my way to make friends with new people. Or B, I enjoy a good debate. Or C, after starting a task, I am not comfortable until it is completed. So which one is more relatable to you? A, B, or C? Go and tick whatever feels right to you now. Moving on to group 3. So group 3 within A, you have got, I enjoy offering services and advice to others. B is, I prefer to work in a group. And C is, I get satisfaction from seeing tangible results from my work. So go ahead and choose A, B, or C. I know it might be quite tough that some of them you want to maybe choose multiple for, but just pick one for now. Okay, group question 4. A, I work best when there is some challenge involved. B, I'd prefer to give direction than take direction from somebody else. Or C, I am sensitive to others, especially when they are mad. Go ahead and choose whether you relate more to A, B, or C. And then group statement number 5. A is, I like being able to influence decisions. B is, I accept responsibility eagerly. And C is, I try to get personally involved with my superiors. So go ahead and choose A, B, or C. And then group 6 is, A, I place importance on my reputation and my position. B is, I have a desire to outperform others. And C, I am concerned with being liked and accepted. So go ahead and choose what is more relatable for you. Is it A, is it B, or is it C? Okay, group statements number 7, we're nearly there. I enjoy and seek warm, friendly relationships. Or does B relate more to you? I attempt complete involvement in a project. Or is it C? I want my ideas to predominate. Okay, go ahead and choose which is more relevant for you. And then group statements number 8. So do you choose A, B, or C? So A is, I desire unique accomplishments. B is, it concerns me when I am being separated from others. And then C is, I have a desire to influence others. Group statements number 9. A is, I think about consoling and helping others. B, I am verbally fluent and persuasive. Or is it C, I am restless and innovative? And then finally, group statements number 10. So A for I set goals and think about how to attain them. B, I think about ways to change people. Or do you prefer C, I think a lot about my feelings and the feelings of others? So go ahead and choose what you feel is right for you within statements number 10. Okay, so hopefully by now you have got a tick on at least one of those statements in every single group statement. So from 1 to 10, you should basically have 10 ticks on your page. So once you've completed this, let's find out what your motivational style is. So for each question, I want you to mark your number on the workbooks if you haven't already. But actually how you find out your answers is looking at, so if you've chosen in question number 1, if you have chosen B, for example, you would then give yourself 1 mark against B, yeah? So if you answer number 1 and it was B, put a mark in the line titled Power and Influence. This is all in your workbooks. You can go and see it in your workbooks. So then what you'll end up doing is having a whole tally of how many A's, how many B's, and then also how many C's that you entered. Feel free to pause the video if you want to now. Go and check out the workbooks. Make sure you've got the right information. Go and add up all of your answers. And then we will come back and we will look at your motivational style. So hopefully now you've paused the video already. You've got your motivational style. You know that there is a predominant one. So what is your motivational style? Was it achievement? Was it power and influence? Or was it affiliation? I'll be so interested to know. So with these, you're probably thinking, okay, this is great knowing that I'm either achievement, I'm either power and influence, or I'm affiliation. Actually, what does that mean? Let's break it down. Let's break down each of these motivational styles and look at specifically what they mean and then how you can actually use them to your advantage. So achievement. If you got achievement, you are someone who needs to perform really, really well. You are motivated by achieving challenges that are best set for you individually. You are actually quite self-motivated, interestingly enough, and you actually take great pleasure in a job well executed and well done. And you also work best when you are in control of your own tasks. So some bullet points here for you to think about is that you have a desire for excellence. You really want to do an amazing job. You have a sense of accomplishment from within. You really want to advance and go up the level. And then you also have a desire to receive feedback too. So that is the motivational style for achievement. Next, let's give a bit of clarity for what the motivational style of affiliation actually means. So if you came up as higher scored for affiliation, you are someone who would need to develop and maintain really, really good relationships with your work colleagues. You are really highly sociable, and therefore you drive social interaction with your teams, with your peers, with your friends, with your family, and you enjoy interacting whilst also avoiding conflict. So some key points you think about here, affiliation. You like to be popular. You like to be well thought of. You enjoy and you want interaction around you. You dislike being alone in work or in play. You like to help other people, and you also desire harmony. So something to think about there. And then the last motivational style, which is power/influence. So if you came up as power/influence, you are someone who are motivated by the need to impress others through the power of influence. You regularly take control of groups, so sometimes therefore you like to lead and like to present your activities maybe to management teams in a workplace or to alpha people within your family or friendship group. You are consistently like volunteering yourself and putting yourself out there, and you actually would like to try to draw others to their point of view. You enjoy a little bit of a debate and a little bit of a competition, and actually are really, really keen to keep yourself of really, really high standards overall. So some things you think about here: you really like to lead. You really enjoy giving advice. You like influencing on a really important project within a workplace. You enjoy having a really high status, and you actually like to have your ideas carried out and put into practice and action as well. So, question prompt for you in your workbooks. When you look at all of these different styles of motivation, how does this resonate with you? Do you feel like anything came up for you whilst I was reading those motivational descriptors back? Do you feel like maybe if you fell into one of the motivational styles, can you recognize some of the things or traits or feelings that came up? So it's really interesting, and what we'll do is we'll go through the next modules on exactly how we can create your own motivation using the knowledge now that you have of your motivation style. So I'll see you over in module 3.